Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I wanted to do some quick and easy sewing projects that you could do at home for your own little spa day. So first I started out with a big towel that I got from Walmart. You can also get these at Target for about $3. You can see it goes around your body for a decent amount of coverage. All right, so after you make sure the towel fits good, you'll want to come back with some thick elastic and make sure that you can go over the top of your body with the size you pick, but it has a little bit of pull to it. Not too much pull, but just a little bit of pull. All right. Then I came back in and I pinned the top, the longest portion of the towel, the part that I'll be wrapping around myself from one end to the other end, thick enough for me to be able to slide the elastic in. So I didn't go over the openings at each end. I just sewed straight across so that, like I said, I can slide the elastic in. So then I'm going to slide the elastic in from one end to the other end. You can pin it to make sure it stays, or use a safety pin and sew it straight down so that when you're done, it should look like this. It'll be all a little bunched up and able to stay up on your body. I'm going to be using Velcro strips because I had them on hand, and you can see they stick together well, but you can use snaps, anything you want, but I'm going to be using this. You could also use more Velcro to just get a bigger piece that goes across, but this would suffice for me, so this is what I used. And you can see once you're done, it stays up and it'll keep you nice and dry. Okay, now that we're done with the towel wrap, we're going to go on to a matching head towel wrap to go with your little spa day makeover here. All right, so I'm using the same kind of towel that I used in the first one, and what I'm going to do is just fold it over and making sure the size is right for the measurements that I'm going to be doing. All right, so first I started out going 23 inches across. You could change this based on your head size too, but I did 23 inches across, so the longest way, and then I just marked it with pins so that I'll be able to keep, you know, that space, because I'm going to be freehanding the cut. You don't have to, you can make a template, but I did 6.5 inches in from there after I was done with the 23 inches. So then from one point I went in 6.5 inches and also marked that point, and then from the 6.5 inches I went up 10 inches. And these are just points that I'm making, so like I said, I can freehand kind of a curve style to make the head wrap, because the biggest part is going to sit on the back of your head, and then the smallest part is going to come to the front, which that's the part that you'll twist and pull to the back. So whatever your measurements are, you want to make sure that you have enough for that. But like I said, these are the measurements that I used for this. And then you see I'm making the biggest part of the curve here at that point. So I'm going up to the 10-inch mark from the end, and then that's the biggest part. And then I will start to slope down, kind of a sharp point to the end, so that the end is the smallest. Okay, now I'm done cutting the pieces and I've laid them out on top of each other, and you can pin it across to make sure it stays in place. I'm just going to go all along that curve there and sew it closed. You don't have to do it with a serger, but you want to make sure you could do a zigzag stitch or something over the edges so that it doesn't fray open, because, you know, it will be on your hair. And then you can move on to your next part, which is attaching the elastic. I used a 2.5-inch piece of elastic, folded that in, sewed it into the seam, and folded up the hem and sewed that down. And then put a button on, and that was it. And then you have a cute little head wrap. It looks big on her head, but it fits nice on my head, and it's a cute little DIY that you could do with a towel and have yourself a matching bath set to treat yourself to a little spa day. All right, so now we're going to go on to the next one. This one is something that you can use, you know, when you're washing your face in the morning and stuff like that, and you want your hair out of your way. I think these are cute. So it's basically just a big headband, but it's made out of a towel, so that when you're splashing water on your face, you know, it absorbs the water that you're doing. So I measured mine, because I'm using the scraps from the other towel, I measured mine 32 inches across, and I just cut that. I did it up, you know, double the size of the elastic that I was going to be using, because you want to make sure, again, that you have space to put that elastic in. plus your seam allowance. So I did mine based on the size of the elastic that I'm using. So you'll want to lay your elastic out, fold it over, and make sure that you have enough to slip it in, put a seam allowance, and not have it all bunched up. Once you're done with that, you can move on to the bow piece that you're going to tie around the front. I cut mine about 14 inches. Because the towel was thick, I would cut it a little bit longer, but this did work. All right, so I cut those, and I cut it about, let me say, 4 to 5 inches thick. And then I just laid them on top of each other and folded it and cut a little bow style type shape, if that makes any sense. And once I was done cutting out the ends, then I went back into the middle and I curved it in because, like I said, it is so thick. I want to be able to tie it and turn it like so. You definitely want to play around with it just to make sure that everything is good before you sew it up. All right, so once I cut it all out and made sure I was able to tie it good, then what I'm going to do is just sew along the ends, like the edges there, and leave an opening. I left the opening in the middle because, like I said, it's thick and I want to be able to turn it inside out. All right, so now I have the long piece there that I sewed up that's going to go around my head, and I'm just turning it inside out because I did the straight stitch across. And then I'm going to come back in with the elastic, slide the elastic in, and I'm going to sew it just to one side of the opening. I'm not going to sew the opening closed. I'm just going to sew it to one side of the opening on each side so that I can tuck it in when I'm done. All right, so here is the bow piece that you have here. And like I said, I left it open in the middle. I left a big opening too because, like I said, it was thick and I wanted to be able to get in there good. And then once I'm done turning it, I'm just going to fold it in and top stitch that so that I can tie that into a bow. All right, so here it is with the open pieces. And then I'm just going to slide them into each other. I'm leaving the finished edge on the outside so that looks cute. And then just top stitch over there. If it's too thick for your machine, you might want to hand sew it because it was a bit bulky. And I've sewed up the other piece there. And then you're just going to tie it over the opening that you had there, and then it's all cute and all finished, and you're ready for your own little cute spa day at home, so you can treat yourself to something nice and comfy. Or if you want it, you can give this as a cute gift because Mother's Day is coming up, or just to a friend. All right, bye.